Magandang araw sa inyo. Narito ang inyong Kuya Win upang patnubayan, padaliin at bigyan kayo ng kaalaman sa mga aralin sa matematika. At nagsasabing, learning math is easy and fun. Factoring polynomials, Part 5, wherein we are going to factor general trinomial in the form of x squared plus bx plus c. Lesson number 1. If the constant of a polynomial x squared plus bx plus c is not a perfect square, the trinomial cannot be factored into a square of binomial. It may, however, be possible to factor it as the product of two different binomials. Here are the steps that we need to follow in order to factor general trinomial in the form of x squared plus bx plus c. First, factor out the first term. And second, find the factors of the second term whose product is last term and whose sum is second term. For better understanding, let's have these examples. X squared plus 5x plus 6. What are the factors of the first term, which is x squared? The factors are x multiplied by x. For the second step, we need to find the factors of the second term whose product is the last term and whose sum is the middle term. So what are we going to do is we need to list down the factors of positive 6 and we need to get the sum of those factors. Let's have the first factors, 1 and 6, whose sum is 7. 2 and 3 is also factors of 6 and the sum of these factors are 5. Also, include the negative numbers for the factors of 6, which is negative 1 and negative 6. And the sum of negative 1 and negative 6 is negative 7. Lastly, we have negative 2 and negative 3, whose sum of these factors are negative 5. What factors do you think that are we going to use? Is it 1 and 6, 2 and 3, negative 1 and 6, or negative 2 and 3? Very good. We are going to use 2 and 3. Why is it 2 and 3? Remember, the factors of the second term whose product is the last term. We have here 2 times 3, which is equal to positive 6. And the sum of these factors are 5, which is equal to the middle term, which is positive 5. In order to find out the final answer, we need to input the factors of the first term. And then, input the factors of 6, which are positive 2 and positive 3. Therefore, the final answer is x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equal to the quantity of x plus 2 multiplied by the quantity of x plus 3. Example number 2, x squared minus 8x minus 20. The factors are x multiplied by x. List down the factors of negative 20. Take note that the factors of the second term whose product is the last term and whose sum is the middle term. The factors of negative 20 are negative 1 and 20. And if we are going to get the sum of negative 1 and 20, it will become 19. Another factors are 1 and negative 20, whose sum is negative 19. Negative 2 and 10, whose sum is 8. Another factors will be 2 and negative 10, whose sum of these factors are negative 8. Another factors, negative 4 and 5. If we are going to add negative 4 and 5, the sum is 1. And lastly, 4 and negative 5, whose sum is negative 1. Among the listed factors, which one are we going to use? Your answer is correct. Why is it 2 and negative 10? Again, I will explain it to you. 2 and negative 10 is the correct answer because if we are going to multiply them, the answer is the last term, which is negative 20. And then if we are going to add these two factors, 2 plus negative 10, the answer is negative 8, which can be found in your middle term. That's why we are going to use the factors 2 and negative 10. Now let's input the factors of the first term, which is x, and input the factors of negative 20, which are 2 and negative 10. Therefore, the final answer will be x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equal to the quantity of x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 20. For the last item, let's have a squared minus 8a plus 12. The factors of a squared are a multiplied by a. Afterwards, we need to list the factors of positive 12. The first factors of 12 are negative 1 and negative 12. The sum of negative 1 and negative 12 is negative 13. Negative 2 and negative 6 are the other factors of 12, wherein the sum of negative 2 and negative 6 is negative 8. And lastly, negative 3 and negative 4, whose sum is negative 7. As you can see here, we do not list all the factors of 12. Why is it we only list negative 1 and negative 12, negative 2 and negative 6, and negative 3 and negative 4? It is because the sign of the middle term is negative. We need two negative numbers whose product is positive 12 and whose sum is negative 8. We need to analyze the sign of the given for us to save time in listing the factors. And now on these factors, what are we going to use? We are going to use negative 2 and negative 6, because when we multiply negative 2 and negative 6, it will result to positive 12. And when we add these two factors, the answer will be negative 8 as your middle term. We are ready to input the factors of the first term, and then input the factors of 12, which are negative 2 and negative 6. Therefore, the final answer is a squared minus 8a plus 12 is equal to the quantity of a minus 2 multiplied by quantity of a minus 6. Now, you are ready to answer this activity. Mathematics requires practice, practice, and practice. Ako ulit si Kuya Win ang nagpapaalala na learning math is easy and fun. Para patuloy na matutunan at maintindihan ang math, huwag kalimutang i-like, subscribe, at hit the notification bell para updated ka sa mga lessons natin. I hope ay marami kang natutunan. Maraming salamat!